Blumpkins.
Okay, I need to clap.
Yeah, we need to clap.
Right?
Here we go. And 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everybody. I am Katie Willert. That is Michael Swain. And together, this is the Katie Willert Experience, where we go back through all of the wonderful episodes of the Katie Willert Experience and do a little chit-chat, a little debrief.
Yeah.
Many, many years later.
So many years. Don't say. Don't say.
Years.
Speaking of.
I won't say exactly
Yes.
how many years, but there have been a large smattering of years.
Well, I will say, although you are a style chameleon, as we saw throughout After Hours, I had two big moves. I grew a beard and I got significantly fatter or thinner because I'm a weight fluctuator. But I just want to highlight a comment from the first episode, which just dropped. Katie has not aged a day. It's not fair. It's true. You have like the Tom Cruise thing going on. I expect you to crumble into dust eventually. Technical note, I didn't start my nice camera rolling right at the top, so that's why that's edited weirdly. I'm too lazy to go back and redo the start of this.
That's fine.
Yeah. Plus, it proves my point that I'm making now because you got to see the unfiltered webcam, hopefully, but I'm pretty sure the only post effect they did on the first episode was like a Vaseline effect on my face. Because if you, speaking of sunscreen and lotion, which I never used, if you blur all my blemishes slightly, I still kind of look the age I was, but not if you show my skin as it is. That's
not
the
if you get that
giveaway.
HD, baby.
Yeah, there's the little Mr. Burns spots coming in nicely. Should we get into the video?
That sounds like a plan.
Hell yeah, dude. If you want to sync up with us, we are about to watch America's Best Girlfriend, World's Worst Reality Show, which I think, there's always like colloquial titles that I think of them as because that's what the scripts were called or whatever. I think it was just called Girlfriend Reality Show. We'll dig into more fascinating behind the scenes trivia exactly like that as we watch along. You ready to go, Wilbur?
Okay, wait. So let's do 3, 2, 1, play. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I'm right on the crack. Like it's 0 seconds 0. Okay, great.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, play. Ooh, such a nice noise still.
Hi, I'm your host, Sarah Thompson, and my recent, totally mutual breakup inspired me to invite 10 girls from across the country.
So,
to complete
longtime
challenges
viewers
and to
may
finally answer the
identify that,
question,
that this is
Oh,
America's
Jesus.
best
probably a natural disaster nuts because we saw Daniel Gord, but maybe. I don't recall.
Previously on America's Best Girlfriend.
My boyfriend just got out of a really crazy relationship, so I want to prove to him that I am America's best
I love green
boyfriend
screen
stealing hoe bags.
meta jokes.
The
Editing.
The
hoe bag.
background of that.
Yeah.
What this has to do with the competition.
It's too cold. Go
Maybe
back.
I'm biased.
Where's everybody else?
I told you. Okay, they were eliminated.
Not the only scene of someone doing a pedicure for a high status blonde that we shot in that exact location. If people have seen Agents of Crack.
You think you're hot, but clearly you're not. Do number 2 or get off the pot.
Tari.
So the producers, they
All
leave
right.
me notes with clues for the next challenge. Sometimes they rhyme, and then sometimes they're riddles, and then sometimes they do this weird thing where they call me
background?
Dr. Sluttenstein.
You're either
and they
in
keep
hell
me
or
at date
Mordor.
rate. But it's all part of the game.
I feel like that's made into a GIF. The one of just my face and rapist.
The fact that the word date
Kinda like a
disappears
mentor to
early.
me. She's tough.
Very mean
but
editing joke.
So much
Back to
Nazi
the
stuff
swastikas.
happening in this
Yeah.
music video.
Theme this week. It's poop.
For your
Your
final
theme this
challenge,
week is poop.
you will have 3
So
hours to
fucking
create
stupid,
a work of art
dude.
That a surprise
Where was?
guest
Oh, that
will
was an
judge
office
later
or a
tonight.
conference room.
So Scott!
I had a lot of shit thrown at me. I think
My
through
ex
like
Josh
the.
took me to a pottery
Hopefully we'll get to
class
cover the
on our first date.
pudding sketch
And
someday.
this
I love
is
the
what
pudding
we
sketch.
did together.
Just so
My
much
mom's a
pudding.
pottery
I need-
teacher,
I have
and I've
so
been
many
sculpting
stories.
professionally now for I think like 10 years.
No.
What is that, a toilet?
No, I'm just sketching out
Skibbity.
some ideas. Well, I'm gonna draw a TP
Hey,
here.
Gen Zs.
Get it? For poop, get it? Which is what this is.
So hard not to laugh.
Yeah, I guess I'll ask at the end, but I don't know who that is.
I don't either. I cannot
okay.
remember her name.
Shoot.
Oh my god, the raw meat.
You get more fascinating behind the scenes trivia like that. Had to do
By
it.
the way, do you love that we couldn't afford a pottery wheel? So that is a Lazy Susan on top of like a coffee table.
I think it's literally the thing in the office that the spices and ketchup and mustard were
Yes,
on. Yeah,
we
yeah.
took the spices off.
Sarah, what the hell is going on? I mean, what kind of like pottery-related emergency could you possibly be in the midst
Possibly pottery. That's good,
of?
right?
My girlfriend. Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Pookie. You know her?
Yeah, she's
The love of my life.
restraining order.
The love of my life cuts in restraining order.
Loved you unconditionally and was so pretty.
Some big
I know.
Alanis Morissette vibes.
Sexy and
You ought to know.
sparkly and shiny hair.
She ate them?
I
Thing
said
you-
something.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but something
Look at our art
disgusting of what she did that they like VO'd over.
Oh, what she actually did because she knew it wouldn't be in the cut.
Truly love this. I wish that didn't get thrown away. I wish I still had it.
Oh,
I
the
took
prop?
a photo with it.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Is that gross, Josh?
You know what the face actually really looks like her. This is pretty amazing. You know, this
I tricked you! I
I feel like I still have it on my phone.
I win!
reminds me how beautiful you are.
I win!
Let's get out of here.
Definitely.
You got a kitten showing tonight, right?
I do. I have an art show.
I win! I win! I win!
Bye.
Bye.
I win!
You need to get help.
Wait, Sarah Thompson. Oh, that's the character's name. Of course, everything's by Sarah Thompson, but that is probably not that actor's real name. I wish I had it off the top of my head.
Same here.
It's not my
I'll
sketch.
have to reach out and ask because, yeah, boy howdy, did she carry that.
And then here's
like,
yeah. Well, yeah, you're the straight man, but in this, you're still you're reacting realistically to the situation. So you are the straight man in that sense. But you're that modern, kind of the modern sitcom archetype of the naively so optimistic, nothing can get you down. Amy Poehler in that show. You know what I'm saying?
you know that popular television show that Amy Poehler was in?
Speaking of which, I have to say I'm wondering which came first, but I'm not going to look it up because I don't need to play games like that between Cracked and Natural Disastronauts. But we did a sketch called Reality Goldmine that's clearly the person producing the sketch. It's the exact same thing with meta jokes, is just using the people as slave labor to mine gold. That idea was like floating around, I guess. But yeah, what can you remember about that shoot?
Well, so it's one of those ones, obviously, that was all in Crack's offices.
Very cheap.
On, what was the one that was right kitty corner from the pub?
Yeah, on right by the
first
3rd
one
Street
that was-
Promenade in Santa Monica if you want to
Promenade,
go
yeah, it was
tour
back to back.
the old Cracked offices.
I literally I would work at the Apple store on the promenade, and then I would clock out and then go across the alley
Yeah.
to the office when we'd have like production meetings or writing meetings or shoots or whatever. I worked at many places on the 3rd Street Promenade, including but not limited to Urban Outfitters.
Yeah, if people don't know, it's a real high-scale outdoor mall kind of vibe that's just one street long, but there are a lot of things crammed into it. And amazing place to work. Well, A, because you could take your lunch break and just like walk on the beach because that's how close it was. If you saw the Agents of Cracked where we're at the ocean, we just walked there and illegally. But everyone had their own unique relationship to the promenade. And just of interest to the viewers, I bet, is Soren, because it also had back rooms and back alleys. And like, because we were a business, we could quickly go from under our building to like the food court, for example. But most of it is like faceless, nameless, anonymous doors that are locked with electronic keypads. Soren systematically staked out and spied on people using the keypads until he could go anywhere in the complex of like the promenade. And he used that power to hide small rocks in various high places, and we would play a game where we would like we'd be in an elevator to go to the taco shop, and Soren would go, "Hey, guess what?" And he'd climb up and pull rocks out of nowhere.
Pop the ceiling out.
What is that, Katie? Explain that to me.
You know what's so funny about Soren that I think I realized as time has gone on is just how mischievous he is. I think in my head, I always just like, he was very like straight-laced and responsible and like, you know, he's a goofy guy, but like he was just like very, you know, but he is a sneaky little boy.
Mischievous gleam in his eye.
Yeah.
Always.
And it's really fun, especially now that he's like, you know, dad of two, like white hair, and he is like still this goober, and it makes me really happy.
He would steal a pie off a windowsill in a cartoon.
Yes, he would. Yes,
Yeah.
would.
But yeah, we shot
100%.
because it's kind of a notable. It's not like a nondescript background. It was these lime green walls and leather cushions. So I'm sure longtime viewers will. We shot so many sketches with these backgrounds.
Well, that where I'm doing her pedicure, like that was the kitchenette at the office, and we shot Internet Party 3 there.
Yeah, which I believe they're having an office party is the premise, right?
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
wasn't. Oh
So-
yeah, high school was 4. There's a thing about. I mean, as people probably know who are at all into entertainment, but like, I don't know that we would have organically done 4 of those. Every couple years, they'd be like, do another internet party. Cha-ching. And they got better and better. High school was a super long oneer, very fun to do.
Whose house was it?
Right, I
Who
think
lived
it
in
was
that?
Ryan Ricketts'
Ricketts?
house. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the second sketch I did with.
And that was one
those
of the
muskets.
2 sketches that made Bailey H drop out of the group. Was
Well, yeah, because she had to give a blowjob to a guy taking a shit.
I think it was, which is called a Blumpkin, which was the.
That's a Blumpkin, yo.
So what I think is interesting about that ending, interesting meaning, we fucked up, is we couldn't think of an ending. We're standing around. We thought of, that's a Blumpkin, yo, Urban Dictionary joke out.
Yeah, James Bach.
I
by
stand
way.
behind the shape.
Perfect delivery.
Yeah, that's a Blumpkin, yo. Not an actor. You could tell. That's what makes it good. He was crew. But I feel like what we didn't take into account at the time, you know, it's anything for the joke when you're young and in college. And I'm like, that is legit. To make an actor kneel on a filthy dorm. Because if you watch the sketch, you can tell. These guys are classic, like frat house. That carpet must have been.
Yeah, it was a party. It was a party house.
Yeah, that carpet was not pleasant to kneel on with an open toilet and pretend to give someone a Blumpkin. And she was like, your sense of humor is too dirty. I'm dropping out of the group. And we're like, all right, fair enough.
Which is fair. More power to her. Because that is an icky concept. And one that I would not be interested in. A Blumpkin. But no shame to anyone's game if that's what you're
It's
into.
true. Don't king shame the Blumpkin lovers out there. I don't know if that term.
the scat play flow.
Oh, well, I'm sure people are still doing it, but I don't even know if that's the hip term for poop blowjob. Right in. More
truly wonder.
fascinating.
I
trivia like that.
truly wonder what if there is a term, a more up to.
I love that this is our second session of shooting these episodes, and in between, Gabrielle, the lovely person who runs Cracked Video, sent us some questions. They did not involve, or like some guidance notes. They did not involve talk about blowjob pooping, but
We're giving everybody the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay, by the way, on my phone, I couldn't find, it's somewhere on my hard drive is the photo of me with next to the bust of me with
Sucking a dick.
in my
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah.
And I think it was the glasses, the red lipstick, and the wig that really was like the thing that made me so happy because it did look like me. I don't know why. Also, the fact that like we just used Nazism as like shorthand for, oh, this person's the worst girlfriend. Like, that's crazy to me. In since this, like,
well, slash
since this
Hitler
was
is
shot-
the edgiest Because,
Yeah.
we're talking a lot about shitting and dildos and Hitler. Let me just say, I think one of the through lines of sketch writers in general, it's like the oldest trick in the book to make someone laugh, but also specifically Cracked what they were great at, because half of our mission statement was often dispensing information that's actually interesting, is, the highest possible exalted thing combined with the lowest. So you need things that are extreme in order to bank a lot of like psychic energy off of it. And Hitler was such the stand-in. And now it's like harder because it's less abstract because there's Nazis everywhere.
No, because there's literal Nazis.
And I'm not even trying to make this a political video. There's people who say, I'm a Nazi, I'm back, baby. So I mean those people. Yeah.
Yeah. That it went from being kind of I don't know why I keep saying the word shorthand, but like shorthand, edgy. I think because it was just like such like ridiculous. Like what? Like obviously there were still Nazis around when this was shot, but it wasn't as palpable,
Or at least in my bubble, we thought of Nazis as basement weirdos. Yeah. And then the YouTube algorithm said, I'll make more. Just watch me. That leads to a good question. If you made this today, would you change anything about it? Meaning, do you think the Nazi thing, I think as we just described, it's less impactful because it's become connected and that like dilutes it as an abstract punchline.
Yeah, it's not ridiculousness. It's
right.
Like actual legitimate fear.
But do you think this is offensive, like sketch-wise?
I just don't think it's a good, I don't think it's would be, for me, it's like, I just think it's kind of lazy.
Okay.
The Nazi thing. Like we could find something else to do. Like for example, the green screen of just like a landfill behind me to me is very funny.
Yeah.
Like there are plenty of other visual gags you could do.
Of course, sure.
In place of the Nazi thing. That would be the one thing I would change.
Well, and then the rapist or like, some people
I don't know why that is. I think why that doesn't hit me as much is because it's like it starts as date rapist.
Yeah.
Because I'm explaining it, and then date rapist comes up, and then I think the act of the date going away, and it just says rapist. Like that visual gag to me is what makes me laugh. Isn't
right? Thinking of how maliciously the person is coming at your character, and I'll say I'll stand behind the joke math of that, and I think there's a difference between offensive and triggering. Because, for example, I think most people would be like, you could make a silly joke in a heightened reality about someone getting hit by a car. But if you just watched your loved one die in front of you of getting hit by a car yesterday, you will not laugh at that stand-up bit no matter how well, blah, blah, blah. Because getting, things offending you are contextual. So, like, I do think because rape is a huge problem that we're, a lot of men are realizing is like, whoa, so many people have experienced sexual assault. A lot of people get triggered when they hear the word, but that doesn't make this joke. Anyway, you see what I'm saying. But it's like the see you next Tuesday word. I think some people are just like, I don't like hearing that word like moist. People don't like to hear moist.
It's interesting because see you next Tuesday, and I'm choosing not to say it because you didn't say it, and I feel like whatever.
I'll totally say it, but I don't know about Crack's policy these days.
Yeah, well, so just like
watch me.
That word for some reason does not bother me at all, and I think because it's the Australian thing of like they just call it, it's just kind of.
Or in England, it's not. I think in the UK, it's a mid-shelf to low-grade insult. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's to each his own, the preference, but yeah, the Nazi thing to me is just like, that's the one thing that I just think is kind of lazy now today. I think back in I think it was perfect for the time it was released, but today I think maybe a different choice would be made.
I'm going to let the audience judge me. Because conflict also drives clicks and is good for comments. And I would encourage a healthy debate about it. But I will say the rape joke that we did that I look back on, that I both go, ooh, I don't know about that joke. But also it makes me laugh every time. I think it's the phrasing is the one where Oren gets mad at DOB and says, I'm so mad I could rape somebody. And then on screen it says, like, not a dramatization. And
Oh my god.
Camera looms.
Is that Agents of
The
Crap?
camera looms
Agents
down
of
at
Crap?
Dan and he's all scared. It's like, it's executed well at every step. You know what I mean? But that doesn't necessarily make it defensible. I'll say that when I look back on our Hitler sketches, because we did hundreds of sketches, I've played Hitler at least twice. I do think of them as a grade lazier than our most clever. But the one I stand behind is the one where I don't play Hitler. I just play a guy who has the Hitler style mustache, and people are gently informing him in like 1949 that you can't wear that kind of mustache anymore because of the situation.
Sort of my calling card. Seen any papers recently, Ralph? Or films?
Yeah, basically anything about the world currently.
Man, that reminds me of a similar sketch we always wanted to do but didn't get to in the Game of Thrones era, which was people don't think about the fact that there was no news. Like news spread by word of mouth and shit. So it's a herald coming to a town. And he's like, okay, what do you guys know? And they're like, this. And he's like, oh, shit. Okay. Well,
So
now you
much
have to
has
send your
happened.
children east to fight these people because they stabbed them in the belly. This guy fucks this lady. Like, catching them up on Game of Thrones. A lot of good sketches we didn't do. Do you, one of the questions that we got tossed was like, do you remember anything cut from this sketch, improvs, other ideas that spun off of this, or? Yeah.
I think the only thing I remember from this specific one was at the end when I'm talking to DVG about like, oh, is this the girl who, and then she does the voiceover as I'm explaining.
She's the one who loved you unconditionally and was so pretty and sexy and sparkly and shiny hair.
She ate them?
That's the one.
All I remember is that and I don't exactly remember what I said, but I said something disgusting. Like truly the grossest thing probably to come out of my mouth. And I remember people's faces after I was finished.
Yeah.
That's about the extent of it. But yes, that and then the fact that there was just the lazy Susan from the spice rack from the
That's how you do it. Or it was just why sometimes Cracked would give us a lot of money. But if something can be free and the camera doesn't care and it looks like the thing, we would.
Yeah.
It was a standing order. You always take the cheapest option. We're a website here. But obviously some stuff, like very proud of how high shelf or how much money they trusted us with at some points. Well, Katie, you did the intro, so I'm going to make you do the outro.
Okay, well, thanks for coming along on that journey that included a discussion of blowjobs while shitting.
Blumpkins.
And Nazis, and all sorts of fun, different things, pottery. But yeah, this has been great.
And pottery.
I'm Katie Willert.
I'm Michael Swain. See you later, you cunts.
Yay!